Hey, small business people and lovers of good stories in general. Welcome to episode 20 of Small Business War Stories. We're really excited that we're 20 episodes in. We love having you tune in every Wednesday morning to hear the latest and greatest from small business owners across America. And Maggie Tucker is a founder of a children's clothing company in Nashville, Tennessee. And she's really inspiring. She has some amazing stories. She's really involved in her community. She has some really cool stories about how she engages with people in her community and how she uses Instagram, which she actually curates and photographs everything herself, and how that's led to a successful business in the Nashville area, again, selling children's clothing. So I'm excited to have her on the podcast to share her story. As part of the Soul of America tour, this episode is brought to you by Tecovas. That's Tecovas Boots, company based out of Austin. And if you're tired of paying $700 for handcrafted Western cowboy boots, the new industry standard is Tecovas. They go directly to you. So they basically take out the middleman, no retail markups, no anything. And they're very high quality boots. I wore them every single day in the Soul of America tour. I'm wearing them right now. They're very comfortable and I get lots of compliments on them. Again, that's TECOVASboots.com. The episode is also brought to you by Impact Crates. They're safety dog crates made in the USA, and they're strong, safe, and secure. My puppy Muddy Waggers traveled in one during the Soul of America tour every single day. And it's made out of aluminum, so it's very light but very strong. So I was able to take it out of my truck every single day. They come in a range of different colors. And if you use code MUDDY20, that's MUDDY 20, you get 20% off, courtesy of my pup, Muddy Waggers. And the episode is also brought to you by Badger Mapping. Badger Mapping is an app that allows you to map your route. So say you have a sales team that needs to go and hit up 5 accounts today. It maps the best possible route for them to hit up all of their accounts, and it allows you to keep notes. It integrates with all your platforms, so it allows you to do everything much, much easier. It cuts onboarding time for new reps because it makes the job so much easier. I didn't use it to sell, but I used it to map my route to go around the country interviewing people for the Soul of America tour. So I used it very successfully. And if you tell them that you found out about Badger Maps through Small Business War Stories, they will give you 2 free months because they're our friends and they're awesome. And the episode is also brought to you, like every episode of Small Business War Stories, by Proven. Proven is a company that I started with my business partner, Sean. We are a leading small business hiring tool. We make small business hiring very easy. We don't really work with a lot of larger customers. We work mostly with people that are basically the soul of America, the people that make the country go. And we have thousands of customers nationwide. And with Proven, you can distribute your job to over 100 job boards. And there's a free trial. So you don't have to go around posting to all the job boards. We make it easy. You try it out. You love it. We love it. We use it ourselves. But obviously, we're biased. Without further ado, I do want to get into the episode and let Maggie Tucker of Magpies tell her story in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm really excited, and I will see you next week. Small Business War Stories. Small businesses are the soul of America. And this is where they tell their stories. I am your host, Pablo Fuentes. And we are live here in Nashville, Tennessee, and I have the honor and pleasure of sitting down with Maggie Tucker today of Magpies. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit more about what you do. So you are involved in the business of selling children's clothing, right?
That is correct. We have 2 stores here in Nashville, Magpies Baby and Magpies Girl, and they are adorable.
Okay, awesome. So what is unique about selling? Because I've spoken to people that sell apparel before, but I'm sure that there's some very unique idiosyncrasies about selling to children. What are some of those?
For sure. Well, I learned a long time ago we I think where I was in a discussion with a group of my girlfriends, and we were kind of really realizing that innovation is kind of hitting a wall and it's stagnant.
Okay.
And all of us were dreaming of opening up our own businesses. And what we were realizing was that none of us were opening anything that wasn't already out there. I'm opening a kid's store. There's kids stores already in our city. They're all across the country.
Okay.
But I wanted to innovate and deliver products in a different way than other people were delivering them. And so what that looks like is, yes, our customer that's going to be wearing the clothing as a child, we're actually not going to be selling to the child. We're going to be educating their parents on, well, where does the product come from? What is the product made of? Why do you actually need this product?
Yeah. So give me some examples of that.
Yeah.
What does that look like? When the rubber meets the road, when you're actually selling your product.
Yeah. Well, actually, we don't even use the word selling. We use the word educating.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So whenever we sit down as a team, whenever we bring on a new team member, it's never about selling product or moving product. It's about educating the consumer on the product so that they can make the best choice for them on whether or not they need that product or a different product within our store.
Got it. Okay, interesting. And so what do you educate people about?
Yeah, so basically things that you can't see when you just look at a garment.
Okay.
So if you look at an outfit, you can see it's cute. Well, cute doesn't teach me anything. I don't know. Is it from Peru?
Yeah.
Is it from China? Is it from America? What is it made out of? Is the fabric going to be soft? Is it going to wash well? Is it temperature regulating? So basically, it's all the things that you can't see just when you look at it.
Okay. And how do you decide, because you work with probably a number of different brands and suppliers, how do you decide what to carry?
Sure. It's always changing, first off. I go to markets all over the country. I would say the primary focus of where we back our decisions and the product that we bring in is our customer.
Okay.
If they ask for something continually, we hear that feedback and we really work hard to act on it so that we're constantly bringing in things that people within our community are needing but also wanting.
What's an example recently that you can remember of people asking you for something that you're like, okay, I'm doing it?
Well, actually, the biggest thing was opening the second store. So we had the baby store where we were focusing primarily on newborn up to like a 5-6-year-old. We were hearing every single day, Maggie, you have to open up a store for our kids that are growing out of your store. Open up a store primarily for girls. We need a store for our girls. Where are our girls supposed to shop? We were hearing that feedback every single day.
Okay.
And we acted upon it and we opened up a second store.
Cool. So how long ago did the original Magpies open up?
Sure. The original Magpies opened in August of 2014, so almost 3 years from
And
today.
then how long ago did the Magpie Girls?
It'll be 1 year in June.
1 year in June. Okay, so you had been in business for about 2 years.
That's right.
So it's interesting because those two businesses seem to dovetail somewhat, but they're also different.
Completely different.
So how has that affected your ability to effectively run both of them?
It's tough. It is. It's like owning a car dealership and a pizza joint, to be totally honest.
Wow.
I mean, there's not a lot of overlap. The overlap is primarily in the way we do business.
Okay.
The way we take care of our guests, the way we engage within the community, and the products that we serve are totally different in both of our stores.
So on the flip side of that, what are some of the synergies, some of the things that help, I don't know, maybe free pizza, for the test drive? What are the things that overlap?
Well, we realized what was making us super successful with the baby store in that first year and a half of being open, and that was how we were engaging with the community. So we knew when we were going to open the second store, one of the pillars of who we were going to be as a store was how are we engaging with the community? What are we doing for our greater Nashville area? So that's where really most of this energy and the overlap comes from is the way we do business, not so much the products that we're delivering.
Got it. But the products matter.
The products definitely matter, but you're going to see things in Magpies that you're going to see in other stores. You may not see them in other stores, but you're going to really see them in Magpies because you're going to be educated on them. You're going to be you're going to see them, you're going to learn about them. So, yeah.
So if I'm a customer, I'm not deeply familiar with the world of children's clothing.
It's okay.
But if somebody were to walk in as a customer in your store, what would be some examples of the ways you educate them? So there's probably interaction with your staff, but there's probably also the way you design your displays and things like that. So can you tell me a little bit more? How do you craft this educational experience for people walking into your store?
Absolutely, yeah. So we don't do anything cookie cutter, I think is first and foremost. Like every guest is different and every guest deserves an experience that's catered to them. We help moms, we help aunts, we help grandparents, we help uncles, we help young girls. So everybody gets their own guest experience dedicated to them. As far as merchandising goes, we change our merchandising every single Friday morning before we go into the weekend.
What does that mean?
So we kind of take a step back as a team and look at both of our stores right as you walk in the door. So what would we feel if we were a guest walking into our store?
Okay.
And what do we want our guests to feel? So if we're walking into Magpies and this coming weekend is the last weekend before Easter, we want people to feel excited about Easter.
So what are you going to be doing? What are some examples of specific things that you'll be changing for Easter, for example?
So we'll go through and we'll completely change the front table. We'll bring forward all of the gifts that would perfectly fill a child's Easter basket, put that on the front table. If there's any remaining clothing items or outfits, put that there. Kind of help people create that story that they want to feel when they go home. So if they see something in our store and it's making them feel a certain way, we want them to be able to recreate that at home.
Cool. Now, when you iterate that fast, I'm sure there must have been times when things backfire. It didn't work the way that you thought they would. Tell me more about that. Tell me about a time.
It never happens. It's perfect. It's so perfect.
Yeah, what are you talking about, Pablo?
It's interesting. I'm going to speak on this with regards to our store for girls.
Okay.
That market is a challenge. I think one of the main reasons you don't see a store like Magpie's Girl in every single city is because it's an interesting demographic that you're having to appeal to. So we're having to make mom happy and we're having to make daughter happy. Yeah. And it's an age group where girls are really growing and they're changing.
You said 9 to 14.
It's like 6 to 14.
6 to 14.
6 to 14. Yeah. And so these girls are definitely coming into their own. They are developing opinions. They have Instagram. There's probably a lot of peer pressure and bullying. There's a lot of different things that are going on in the lives of these girls. And so creating a store and a space for them and making mom happy definitely has been a challenge.
Give me examples. What have you
So like, for example, I go to market, I see a pair of leggings, they're covered in ice cream cones and emojis, and I'm like, those are the cutest things ever. Every 12-year-old girl in Nashville is going to want a pair of leggings with emojis and ice cream all over them. We get into the store and moms are like, oh my God, are you really selling that to my child? She just was wearing a smocked dress last year. And so it's really been interesting to see what our customer responds to. Little girl loves the leggings with the emojis. Yeah. She wants a matching emoji top. She wants an emoji headband to go with it. But mom is still like, wait, I need a hair bow in that hair. So kind of bridging that gap is like definitely a place like where we're always learning and growing as a brand, bridging the gap between what little girls want.
For you to tell me when things backfired.
Oh, when things backfired? Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, we haven't experienced anything real tough and challenging that we haven't been able to navigate.
Sure, I mean, but that's different. Setback that you can navigate is still a setback.
So a setback, I don't know. Maybe we can circle back to a setback. I'm sure I can. Actually, I know one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I take incredible pride in all of the girls that are on our team. Yep. Everyone that has come to work for me has stayed with me. No one's ever quit. One of the main reasons we continue to grow as a brand is because we have people that believe in this brand and want to stay with us. We had our first employee quit. Okay. It was devastating. I literally lost my mind. I went home from work. I was crying hysterically. Everyone that worked for me thought I was having like a total meltdown. I was having a total meltdown. So that was a time definitely when I built this perfect, wonderful, amazing everything. Yeah. And a little tiny block of it pulled out and the whole castle felt like it was crumbling down. Okay. And I learned a lot from that. I was going to
ask you, what did you learn from that?
Yeah. So for me, what I learned was, that awesome employee who left our team left us better than when she came in. She got the next job that she got after Magpies because of skills and confidence and courage that she found from working for our company.
Yeah.
And when she left, as sad as it was for me, I flipped it to see, okay, you know what, there's another girl out there who needs the same opportunity and needs to grow as a person.
I agree with that.
And this is going to be an opportunity of a lifetime for someone else to come on board.
That's amazing. Yeah. I mean, I've found, you know, I've had several times I've developed people that ended up getting much better jobs after working at Proven. And that's awesome. That's a huge compliment to you as somebody that's training and helping with the formation of people, right?
Yeah, thank
So
you.
you should be proud of that.
I am proud of it.
And
That day I wasn't proud. I literally
well,
lost my everything.
Yeah, but then people, I mean, she'll be an ambassador for you, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So,
I mean, and that's what is, it's huge. And I have to see it from a bigger picture, that every person that ever comes into our store, whether they're a guest or they're a team member, they will leave an ambassador for our brand.
That's awesome.
So
that's awesome. Tell me about how you get customers. So I see that doing my research about your business, you are a heavy Instagram user, and that's an understatement. So that's awesome, and I'm sure that that's a big channel for you. How do you think about that within the context of customer acquisition, and what else do you do?
Okay, I'll be honest. I try not to think about social media that much. I know we have a lot of followers. We have like 10,000 on one Instagram, almost, I don't know. We have a lot of followers. I try not to focus on that though. It stresses me out. Instagram changed all their algorithms. It's not been great for small businesses. And
how so? Tell me more about that.
Well, from everything that I've learned, you know, it used to be your feed would be something that wasn't generated based on your activity on Instagram. Your feed was generated based on time. So you would see the newest to the oldest posts in that order. Well, now your feed is generated on all these things that Instagram thinks that you want to see. And that at first really stressed me out because we don't do any advertising. Everything that we do is on social media. And then I took a step back and I was like, you know what? We have to stay consistent. And what does consistency look like? It looks like putting out quality images, quality content, and just doing the best that we can. And our Instagram accounts have still grown despite the changes in the algorithm.
Who shoots your images? How do you think about what to put? How do you think about how to define your voice on social media?
Again, I try not to overthink it too much.
You do put some thought into it.
We
right?
do. We put a ton of. We put a ton.
It looks incredible.
Thank you. We do put a ton of thought in it, mostly because our Instagram is a direct connection to us and the rest of the world. And our guest experience in our store is fun. It's quality. It's colorful. And so whatever we put out on social media should be fun. It should be quality and should be colorful.
Sure.
And I really stress quality, probably the most of those three. I believe in quality images. I believe in quality guest experience, and that quality element really needs to transcend everything we do. So
do you personally curate and look at everything you post?
I do everything.
You shoot everything. So you're a good photographer.
Everything. Thank you. You're very kind.
That's awesome.
But it is funny. People are always like, Maggie, you are so stressed out. You need to take something off your plate. You should hire someone to do your Instagram. And I have to share that I think it's incredibly important that I'm the one doing our Instagram. If I can't be in the store every single day, that's okay. Our customer isn't in the store every single day. Right. But if she can feel me, or that dad can feel us and feel our presence authentically through Instagram, I could never give that up.
Now, the big catch is you got to do it for 2 different stores.
It's exhausting.
So you have to think about, you have to do this mind shift, right? Between back and forth. So how do you handle that?
I literally some days lose my mind.
Just namaste and like deep breathing?
Oh, we keep yoga mats in the stockroom.
Okay. That's good. That's good. I mean, it's better than keeping, bourbon in the stockroom.
That's very true.
Oh, maybe you do also
actually,
keep...
we probably should. The moms would all appreciate if we kept a little bit of wine in the stockroom. No, I just try to do the best that I can. It's hard to switch gears, but we decided a long time ago as a team, we are shooting for perfection. We're trying to be great every single day and just do the best we can.
Okay, cool. I mean, this sounds, it's quite a bit.
It's a lot.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, congratulations for making it work.
Well, thank you.
What are some of the oddest, wackiest things you've come across?
We have seen some interesting things, most of which are directly related to our customers. So I kind of don't want to get into those too much. Probably one of the craziest things that has happened, we keep a skateboard in our store. I bought it originally so that I could skateboard back and forth between the 2 locations. And we have had, dads come in our store. They get a little bit bored. I mean, it's okay. It's understandable. We have so many dads that come in and they get on our skateboard and they skate around our store. And honestly, it's like the most adorable thing I've ever seen. So I'm going to take it from being an oddity to not. It's something that's adorable that happens in our store.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Do you have a helmet for them, or is it?
We actually don't. And my husband's an insurance agent, and he would probably lose his mind knowing that people were actually skating on it. I told him it was a display.
There you go. You should put a little ramp in it. Yeah. How far are your two stores from each other?
They're like 4 doors apart. So we're in a shopping center.
Okay, got it. So that's a short skateboarding distance.
Yeah.
Very skateboarding.
But I've almost wiped out like 5 times.
Really?
Yeah. I need a helmet.
Yeah, maybe you get a helmet just for yourself. Awesome. What would you say is the number one lesson or piece of advice that you have for small business people that are either in the trenches now or thinking about getting into starting a small business?
I think that when I started Magpies, I knew we needed to fill a void with both of our stores. When we started the baby store, I reached out to several of my friends that have children. I don't have kids. I think actually I should probably point that out. I've owned 2 kids stores. I do not have children. But what I did see was a void. I heard it from my friends in the community, from lots of my mom friends. There's a void. We need more options. We need new stuff. So I think whatever you're doing, whatever you're working towards, whatever you're thinking about in your head, the possibilities that kind of you're working around, make sure that at the center of that is an opportunity to fill a void, because that to me is what's probably made Magpies, both of our stores, very, very successful, is that we filled a void that was very clear in our community. And more than just filling a void, I think it's important to say this. We filled a void and we became profitable. And I think a lot of small business owners are very hesitant to talk about, making money. We filled a void and we're making money. And what is that money doing? It's allowing us to grow as a brand and to open up additional locations.
Yeah, and to create more jobs. And to make more, serve more customers.
Absolutely.
And do all that. So I think that's what small business, that's what this tour is all about. Is about the soul of America and how small businesses are basically what makes this country run. So I think that's awesome. Very cool. Tell me about Nashville. What's it like to do business here? What's your relationship with maybe other small business owners, with the government? What's that like?
Okay, Nashville's amazing.
Okay.
I have so many friends that own businesses in other cities, and they're like, Maggie, how have you been so successful? Tell me your ways. And I'm like, you know what? Small business owners are loved and celebrated and supported in Nashville like I have never seen in any other city. It is it's unbelievable. Yeah. We will have an event in our store. We will have tons of people show up and support it. Yeah. It's wild. This past weekend, we had pop-up shops in both of our locations, meaning that we partnered with local entrepreneurs who are starting businesses of their own and allowed them to come into our stores and sell their products. Yeah. It was insane. There was not a parking spot in the lot to be had. And that is a true testament to our community. Sure, we have great Instagram that marketed it, but people show up and support people in this city, and it is wild to see. And the one thing that's super cool about it is the pop-up shop that happened in our girls store was 3 6th grade girls from 3 different schools who are all friends created a line of bath and body scrubs. They came in, set up their little pop-up shop. Friends came in from all 3 schools. There were probably 40 to 50 girls that came in to support them as 6th graders. So you see it at all different ages. It's the Nashville way. People are doing and supporting others. That's awesome. Yeah, especially to get people that early, and especially girls thinking about how they can be successful in business, by encouraging that. That's really cool. It was cool. Awesome. So I'm scared to ask you this next question, but where do you want us to go in the next 10 years? And if you tell me that you're going to open a store for teens and then a store for people in their 20s and one for the 30s to make sure you stay with your customers. No, but everybody does ask. They're always like, Maggie, are you going to open up a store for moms next? Yeah. I'm not. My cup is so full. I feel very fulfilled with where I'm at. Yeah. And at the same time, I recognize that I have an amazing team of employees who all have incredible gifts and talents and a desire to grow. And for that pipeline to continue moving upwards and them to have additional opportunities, we do have to always be open to the possibility of growth. Would you maybe open more stores for the 2 existing concepts in either other areas in Nashville or elsewhere in the South? Or I would open more stores for the girl group, that age
Okay.
6 to 14-year-old girl.
Okay.
I think that, like I said, the most important thing about opening a business is really recognizing that void.
Yeah.
We've recognized that there is a void. We hear it's in other cities. We go and we see that it's in other cities. There's also a huge social mission behind that brand.
Okay.
There is one with the baby store too. We do tons of diaper drives and lots of things like that. But with the girls store, I feel like what we're doing every single day, there's such a social concept to it.
Tell me more about that. How so?
Sure. So, we have to sell pants and shirts and, headbands and jewelry. It's
Sure.
what pays the bills. But with the girls store, we have built a space that loves and celebrates these girls just in a whole nother way. So while sure, we're selling clothes and pants, they are coming in and they are seeing, oh my gosh, there's a whole bunch of girls that work here. They have fun. There's cool music. My friends are on the wall because we hang pictures of girls that shop with us on the wall.
Yeah.
And this place is positive. There's positive words on the wall. And oh my gosh, my friend's having a pop-up shop there this weekend. And we give back so much to the community. And so that whole social aspect, it's just been a really authentic extension, honestly, of who I am as a person.
Yeah.
And so for me, that's where I can really feel that, you know what, this is so true to me.
Yeah.
I know we can replicate this because it's a piece of
It's an expression of your soul.
Very much so.
Can't beat that.
Very much so.
That is awesome. Where can people find your business? So what are your locations and what are your now soon to be even more famous Instagram accounts?
So we have two great stores. They're both in Belmead, which is a West Nashville suburb.
Okay.
They're there. It's a big shopping center. Then we are online. We have a website. It's magpiesnashville.com.
Okay.
We are partnering with this June a new online sales platform called Shop Kids. We're really excited about it. It's an extension of Shop Teeks, which is an online shopping platform that has over 500,000 retailers. They have selected 250 kids stores across the country.
Okay.
We have been selected, and so 100 of our best-selling items are now going to be sold on Shop Kids starting this summer. And then we do have our two Instagram accounts, Magpies Nashville, Magpies Girl. We ship packages every day out of our store.
So people that are anywhere can cool.
Yeah. Shipping starts at just $5.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Send us a message.
That is very cool. Well, Maggie Tucker, it's been an honor to have you on Small Business War Stories. And thank you so much for sharing your stories and keep doing some good work.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for listening to Small Business War Stories. If you enjoy the show, share it with a friend, or you can subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, or on our blog at blog.proven.com. If you have an idea for us, we'd love to hear it. Please email us at podcast@proven.com. See you next time. Small Business War Stories. Small businesses are the soul of America. And this is where they tell their stories. I am your host, Pablo Fuentes.